Many people ask me when is the right time to repot your plant, and I tell them that the plant will tell you. They ask me how, and this is how. So in this video, which is called as a repot with me video, I'm going to show you how to repot not one but two plants. The first one is the ZZ and the second one is your favorite mother-in-law's tongue, the snake plant. So I have with me here the ZZ plant, which is in an old pot, and the pot had become so small that the roots of this plant were exposed. And if you can see here, you can take this opportunity to study the roots. So ZZ has these kind of root balls. Now previously I had also taken direct cuttings of ZZ where there were a lot of ZZs growing below my balcony. I just cut and trimmed it. That is also a correct way to propagate it. And within a few months they also developed these root balls. That is when you can know for sure that the ZZ has propagated well. So chalo, let's repot this ZZ. It's very simple because it just came out just like that. If I had kept it a little more exposed, then the root would have got damaged. So I'm just going to separate all the soil. In this pot I have some clay soil already, just to add a little bit of depth. Yeah. Now I'm just keeping it here and adding in more soil. We can use this as well, and I think this is more of just cocoa peat. Again, I would not suggest to add a lot of cocoa peat for ZZ because ZZ doesn't like its roots to be wet, and now you know the reason why. Because it doesn't have a fibrous root system, it has a tube kind of a root system. And because if these tubes or these bulbs get very wet, then they are going to swell up and they are going to just burst out, and then your ZZ will die. So I am now going to put in some soil, directly putting it from a pot. Just going to add some clay soil to it. It's not going to be a very difficult repot with me kind of a video where I do tens and thousands of things. Here I'm just going to add this clay soil, and then I'm just going to add a little bit of perlite to it. ZZ is one of those hardy plants which doesn't require a lot of things, and one thing that I have started doing with compost after I made a mistake with it is to just add it on top and not mix it while potting it, because it has some kind of germs which might then go and start chewing up the plants of the roots which we are repotting or propagating. Yeah, that's it. Now perlite also, I'm just going to add it a very little. I'm adding perlite. Though I'm a fan of vermiculite, because I'm running out of vermiculite because I was traveling, I've forgotten to order it. I ordered it from Amazon only directly. This is to just give it a bit of aeration, and because now it's March and it's the onset of summers here in Bombay, I'm not going to add a lot of perlite also, because again perlite will give a lot of aeration to the plant and then it might make the plant very dry. No? That's it. We have successfully repotted this ZZ. As soon as you repot the plant, make sure that you water this plant. next plant, which is the snake plant. Now there is one very important rule when you repot any kind of a snake plant or you propagate any kind of a snake plant is snake plant likes to be together. It likes to be bunched together with other snake plants, and that is what gives you that decorative look, and also it is really important for the plant to grow. Now if you study this small container right here, you will wonder how did this snake plant grow so much out of this small container, and it started blooming, started producing shoots and growing. It's because they like to be bunched together. So now while repotting this snake plant, we are going to make sure that this plant stays as it is. Okay, so now I'm just going to slightly give this a nudge, and it will not require a lot of effort and those dumbbell hands, because it's already like wanting to come out of the pot. It's like a baby being born who wants to come out of the womb. Okay, so slight with very soft fingers, I'm just taking it out. And here also you can study the root system. Here it's become root bound. How do I know? Slightly press it like this, remove all the stuff which the plant was previously attached to. Now why am I doing it? Because the plant has eaten up all the nutrients out of this. Okay, so yes, this is when your plant might separate. This can become one individual snake plant, but I'm going to bunch it up all together. This can actually become 3, but I'm going to put it in one basket or one pot. Now one more thing when you propagate a snake plant is make sure that you are not placing it in a horizontal kind of pot. It should be vertical like this, going down, and it should not be roundish like this, because it again likes tightness, closeness. Okay, now I'm going to throw out all this stuff which was previously found in the snake plant. Let me just throw it out. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to gently place all the 3 of these snake plants together. Okay. The root system just looks okay. It doesn't look great. Okay. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of clay soil to it. Nothing. I'm not going to add anything more. While I have to add it carefully, because I've placed this plant and it's already consumed a lot of space. Just separate it out, not with dumbbell hands, with light fingers. This is the only way to add soil to it. This is normal chikat mati, which is the clay soil which I am adding. Okay. Not going to add any kind of coco peat. I will add a little bit of perlite to it, but that's it. Why am I not adding any of these hi-fi soils, or because snake plant is a hardy plant. It doesn't require so much of fancy soil or something like that. You can make do with a normal soil. So why take that additional mehnat of adding something extra and then seeing that your plant is doing well or not doing well? Just make sure that you don't water it often. Like I tell them that all these desert plants, just water it once in a month, and actually they are very happy if you do that. Now when I water this plant, maybe the soil will settle down, but for now I'm just taking a small wooden stick here and seeing how much of soil is added. I think the roots are covered, but later when we water it, might need a little more. Okay. There is some kind of dust or some sticky substance here, which I'm just cleaning. Now, because I have a little bit of perlite left, I'll just throw a little bit of perlite on top so that it gets a little aeration. Also, I get to order a new bunch of perlite. I love ordering everything soil related. I order it from Amazon, and I choose this option where I get packaged in less packing material, and to my surprise they are following it, so I am happy. Plus I do not throw any plastic out of it. Now why I'm ordering from Amazon after being a zero waste person, it's also because these things are not available anywhere. Whenever I go and ask them vermiculite and all, they come up with this weird question, wo kya hota hai, and I don't like explaining such simple stuff to these people. Now if any soil gets stuck between the leaves, just make sure that you remove it, because then it might rot the leaves. I have a little perlite, so I'm just adding it on top. Later when I water it, it will become evenly distributed. Yeah, here I found some space. I'm adding it here. That's it. See how beautiful this is looking.